Keep the bills high to keep the pressure on, right? Now, that's a phrase I coined about 3 years ago. People love that phrase, yeah? Keep the bills high to keep the pressure on, but I've never made a video on it. Now, first of all, keeping the bills high is not for everybody. It's not for normies. Keeping the bills high, it's a metaphor in one sense, but for me, that was the thing I latched onto to keep me moving, right? Now, if I'm not where I want to be in life, where I want to be, not need to be, where I want to be in life, and I'm going by paying my bills very easily, there's no real kick up the backside to make me move. There's no uncomfortability. There's no pressure to do it. So I want my lifestyle to go up here. I want certain things. I want certain income. But if I don't need it, if I don't need to move, me knowing myself, I probably won't do the things necessary. If I manufacture pressure, because sometimes there's nothing really happening to give you that push. So I've got to manufacture pressure. I've got to make my bills high. I've got to get the car that I want right now. I've got to get the apartment that I want right now. Can I afford it? No. So it got to the point where my bills were higher than my payslip. My payslip didn't cover my bills. So when your payslip doesn't cover your bills, you've got the pressure and you are forced to start figuring out how to make other sources of income, right? Now, everyone says, how would you do that? Everyone's capable. You'll figure it out when you've got no choice. If you've got no choice, you'll figure it out. If you just want to figure it out, most people are not gonna do it. It takes a special type of breed of person to be that disciplined and driven for financial success. It's a very small percentage of people, and I don't fall in that category. I've got to manufacture my surroundings and just force me into that category. And when I'm in the category, I'll thrive. But if I don't need to be in it, I'm going to be the same as you guys. Keep the bills high to keep the pressure on. Not for everybody. If you're a normie, don't even go there. If you feel so amazing when you can pay your bills and there's a few £100 left at the end of the month, then just continue doing that. Try to get rid of all your debt. Get the cheapest car possible. Try and go half and half with your girlfriend, with your little rent and all that. And then just live comfortably. Like, if you want more, and you're not one of those 1% mentality driven crazy people, manufacture the pressure. Easiest way to do that, bills high. Take a risk or end up working for someone who did. If you do the same things every day, nothing changes. If nothing changes, then nothing changes. Same job, nothing changes. Same routine, nothing changes. Same area, nothing changes. Same people and friends, nothing changes. Haven't taken a risk, haven't stepped out your comfort zone, nothing changes. So what risk can you take? You've already got a job. Have you applied for a job that you're not qualified for? Have you applied for 50, 100 jobs that you're not qualified for? What's the worst thing that can happen? You don't get the job, you stay where you're at. You took a little bit of risk. You went to an interview you weren't qualified to attend. You risked a little bit of embarrassment. But if that worked out, it could pay off massively, double your income. Too risky, can't do it. Have you brought a course or done a course that's free, paid for a course, whatever, learned something and tried to start a little business, a little e-commerce, a little Amazon, a little whatever, risking a little bit of time, risking a little bit of money? No? Okay. Have you looked into crypto? Why don't you put £500 into crypto, $500 into crypto, see what happens? Why don't you just research it for a few hours a week and at the end of the month, decide which one you want to invest in, and, you know, the reward could be well worth the little bit of risk. No? All right. Why don't you get in shape? Why don't you spend the next 3 months getting in the best shape you've ever been in, and then start documenting it, posting it online, and then sell workout plans, nutrition plans? The only thing you're risking is just a little bit of discomfort because you're going to the gym every day and maybe putting yourself on camera, you know, a little bit of a risk, but the reward could change. No? The biggest risk you're taking is doing the same thing every day working paycheck to paycheck, and then as soon as you gotta fix your car, that paycheck ain't enough anymore, and now you're in the red. That's the biggest risk you take every day, and you won't do nothing else. And all those things I mentioned are not even risks. They're not even risks. Buying a $50 course isn't a risk. Getting in shape and then documenting it isn't a risk. Applying for jobs that you're not qualified for are not risks. So that's why I'm gonna end the video now. You need to risk, or you're just gonna end up working for someone who did. Peace.